Yes, sir. Also, if we're gonna run a meeting. Whenever you guys speak, can you turn your cameras on so we can see your faces? We'd love to see who's asking us questions. But yeah, man, I think this group of guys has been awesome. I think it's been a collected idea. We wanted to honestly respond in a way. We know we're accountable not only to our teammates, to our families, but also to our communities and to the world at large with the platforms we hold. And so we kind of came together with a lot of people across the university. And then the idea was how can we gather people together ultimately for something that's right, what's going on, to stand for Black Lives Do Matter, and in a way that unifies our entire community together with the resources that we do have. So we came up with the name is the Clemson Community Peaceful Demonstration and a March for Change. And it's been awesome to see so many people on staff that work at the university, even in the community, the police department, city officials, everybody. That it's been awesome to see our community come together in the shadows. Hopefully it'll be a great event on Saturday as we come together as a community and do something good. Hopefully it'll be a pivot moment as we join in on the fight that's going on in the world, which is like Black Lives Do Matter. We're fighting for inequality, fighting for equality. There we go. Pass it to Trev.
Yes, I mean we're kind of going to echo each other because we've really been working together and trying to come up with something that would be just impactful. You know, we really want to do it the right way, and I think it's important. Like, we're not the first ones that have used our voice and that have tried to make a difference. So that's like something that's important to us, is to recognize kind of everyone that's come before us that's also made a difference. So that's first thing, and then just on top of that, like Darian said, just really wanted to bring people together. You know, we don't want it to be something that's looked at to divide further. We want to bring everyone together, and we think that's what's going to happen on Saturday. And just really excited to get the whole community. It's not just football team or baseball or whatever, not just athletes. It's going to be open to the whole community, which will be awesome. So just excited to be able to put it together with these guys. And we've been, had constant communication with leadership on, at the university and with the team. So it's been, we've had full support, which has been really cool.
Big Mike.
Yeah, so this whole thing kind of was just like, I felt like, my heart, was really, reaching for me to do something. We all came together kind of like at the perfect time. We got to work, and our whole staff is behind us. Obviously, the community is behind us, and I just felt like it was something we had to do.
So yeah, it's just a great way to use our platform and just basically get our message out that we want equality in everything that we do, especially as a Black community, and to stop police brutality. It's really sad to see some of the videos and hear some of the stories, but I feel like with this peaceful march that we're gonna have Saturday is really gonna bring the community together and really do justice for us.
Cornell, take your headphones out. It's echoing.
All right, guys, we appreciate the insight there. For those of you who are able, if you don't mind raising your hands, using the raise hand function on Zoom, we'll roll through the list as they pop up here. Don't know if it will allow video, but if you don't mind, as we go to you, if you don't mind introducing yourself and your outlet, just so these guys know who's asking the questions, that'd be greatly appreciated. We're going to start with David Hale from ESPN.com. David, whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Hey, thanks, guys. I appreciate you doing this. Curious that any one of you can answer, but what has the last couple of weeks been like as you've seen all the unrest nationally, and certainly I'm sure those conversations are being had within the smaller framework of the Clemson community and your team. What's it emotionally been like for you guys to see all of this, to speak out on this and kind of have your voice heard as well?
I would just say, as like a young Black man, it's been draining. I can't remember like the last time I've been this emotionally drained, just because I feel like all your emotions are just flooded with everything going on. You look at your phone, I feel like it's constant videos of things that just show the evil in this world. And I would just say at the same time, man, I feel like our generation really is trying to push the ball forward and take the step of our generation. I feel like every generation leading up to this point, we're just joining in on the fight, and I feel like it's going to look different for us to take a step. I feel like we're doing that. I think that's what we've done on our team, on our staff, and ultimately, like, that's what we want to continue doing in our community as we join the fight of so many people that have been trying to fight for equality in South Carolina and at the world at large. And we just seen people come together. At the same time, people have shared their pain, their anger, which I think there needs to be a place for that, because there is a reason to be angry, a reason to rage, because there's been so much injustice done for so long. But at the same time, it's been cool to see a lot of my non-Black friends or white friends come to the table and listen, and actually for the first time believe. I think that's the biggest thing now, is people are actually not just listening for the first time, but actually believing the stories that show a different side of America for Black people. I think that's powerful. And that's what we just hope to continue on. Like, I feel like a lot of conversations happen in the shadows. I think we just want to continue on this as we try to bring our community together to do the same thing, to unite, but ultimately like to share the stories and the hurt of so many people that are going on right now. Anybody?
Unless Mike, Trevor, or Cornell have anything to add, we'll go next to, or Trevor, go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good.
All right,
I got some. I'll say something.
Go ahead, Mike.
Personally, I was kind of heartbroken at first, because, I feel like growing up, I've seen this over and over and over again. And, but to keep a long thing short, right now I feel more hopeful than I've had in my entire life. I've had tough conversations that, I could have never seen myself having 2 months ago. You know what I'm saying? And I've had people reach out that, I haven't talked to since middle school and high school, that, and that, like, to me has showed me that, the whole world cares right now. It's bigger than, me being a football player. It's bigger than me being, a student athlete. These people care about who I am. You know what I'm saying? They care about my family. They care about, our race. You know what I'm saying? And they want to see changes. So that's just been so hopeful to me. And I appreciate everybody coming together for this issue, man, because it means the world, and we about to change the world.
I would add on, Mike kind of sparked a thought for me. I think at first, just seeing everything that's going on and talking to some of my teammates, at first you have something in your gut that's telling you, like, you need to do something. And then the next step is like, you get kind of overwhelmed, like what can I even do? And then it's been really, I mean, it has been exhausting, but also really cool to see how everyone's come together. And that next step, like step 3 of this has been, let's figure out what we want to do and the right way to go about it. And we've just all been united. There hasn't been any division as far as what we want to do. Even if we've had any disagreements, we've all just really got on the same page. And it's kind of amazing that we can get this many people on the same page to do something that'll bring everybody together. So those are my 2 cents on it.
All right, we'll go next to Matt Connolly from the state. Matt, if you're ready, go ahead.
Hey, thank y'all for doing this. My question is for Cornell and Darian. With you guys being seniors, I was just wondering what that senior meeting was like with Coach Sweeney, what you guys kind of told him, what your message was to him, and what he shared with y'all, and what he had to tell y'all.
I'll go first. So the meeting was basically about just him being able to listen to us and hearing our pain and hearing our frustration with what's been going on around the world. The Black players on the team are really hurting from everything that's been going on, and he did a really great job of just listening and understanding and hearing us out and hearing our thoughts. And then at the end, he even gave some great feedback and great discussion for us. He gave us great opportunities that we have in the future coming up, a couple of things that we have growing up. So yeah, I think it was really good for us to get our feelings out and come together as a group. And then we also decided on having a team meeting to do it. We only had 16 seniors there, so we felt like we needed to do it with the whole team. And once we did it with the whole team the other day, I really feel like we grew as a team and we moved forward.
Yeah, I'm gonna second everything he said. And also, just for the record, my boy Trev is actually a senior. He graduated in December, so shout out to my boy. So just for the record, but yeah, I would just say, like, just what Cornell said, man. It was probably my most impactful meeting over my 4 years at Clemson, just because I feel like it was so authentic and real. I think everybody is hurting in some way, and I think we're all trying to figure out what we should do or how we should go about it. And I think a lot of people are confused. Some people don't know what to say or know what to do. A lot of us want to vent, and for the first time, I feel like people actually want to listen to us. Like Cornell just said, like Coach Sweeney, Miss Kathleen, they just want to listen and hear our hearts. And I think it was just awesome just to see a group of guys from different places and different spaces and totally different backgrounds. There'd be a space for there to be grace for people that man, you can't really blame somebody for how they grew up. A lot of people, man, they have experiences like I have experiences myself. Like they haven't been exposed to things, and it was good for them to hear some pain, some anger, and some real stories that weren't fabricated or weren't made up, and for them to understand like this is some people have different views of America because of the color of their skin. And at the same time, to hear the support of guys who have like become aware that they may have been ignorant because like if you're white, it doesn't really affect you, and it's easy not to care. But at the same time, it's if you care about your brothers, you care about humanity, and you have a heart, you become compassionate about things that may not affect you, but you know that they actually do affect you because they affect your brother. So I think it was great, and I appreciate Coach Sweeney for even hosting it at his house. It was awesome, and I think it's going. These are the moments that are kind of coming out to the light of moments like that in the shadows. So
we'll go next to David Hood of TigerNet. David, when you're ready, go ahead.
Hey, guys. First of all, just let me say, from the human aspect of it, I'm proud of all four of you. As an older guy, proud of the stand that you guys are all taking. Now, from the sports writer part of it, Darian, this is your community college-wise, but this is also your community. This is where you grew up. You grew up right down the road. How important is this for you, to not only foment change, at your school, but seeing as how this is also going to impact the place where you grew up and, hopefully have a change on where your home is?
Man, I know you could get emotional over a Zoom call, but your boy getting, I don't know. But no, I think that was always a dream, honestly, to come play here and then ultimately impact my community in a way that's positive. And I think for such a time as this, that's the thing that keeps going on in my head. I feel like a lot of moments, a lot of relationships, a lot of decisions have been culminated from moments like this for me to, along with my brothers, to make some positive change. And it does me well because, I mean, my family's going to come out, my friends I've grown up with, and I feel like we're from South Carolina, so let's not speak some history. We were the first to seed from the United States when everything was going on back in the day, and there's a lot of deep-rooted things here. I think it's been awesome through like Clemson in general, but even just people that have been fighting for this, like to come together, because I feel like South Carolina really does need some change. And my heart has been so overwhelmed to see it really happening, and for my generation to just carry the ball forward from all the people that have sacrificed up to this point, people that have fought for this, people that have made courageous decisions. And I feel like it's just our time to just do our part. Like Trevor was saying, we're just playing our part. And like you said, it really is special. I feel like it's almost like God had a plan. And I think it's going to come together. So hopefully we can just encourage people to, at the end of the day, when they leave on Saturday, it's like we're all in this together, but we all got different roles to play, and we want people just to run in their lane because there's things that I can do they can't do, there's things they can do that I can't do. So that's the message. It's like, hey, how can we all come together ultimately to raise up people, to empower people, and ultimately to all of us to be equal. So thank you, David. You're the man.
Going to take it now to Grace Raynor from The Athletic. Grace, when you're ready, go ahead.
Hey guys, thanks for doing this. I'm sure you guys have seen that Coach Sweeney has taken some pretty heavy criticism very publicly. And I'm just curious how, from the four of y'all's standpoint, he has handled this.
Oh, I'll take it. I feel like Coach Sweeney, knowing him personally for going on 5 years now, he's been nothing short of amazing to me and my family since the day that they came to my house and recruited me. He's such a genuine, loving guy, and everything could be taken and misconstrued, but Coach Sweeney is really a genuine, loving person, and every player that he's ever coached can back that 100%. And everything that's been going on, he's handled it perfectly to me. I feel like he's come out and he's communicated with us, the seniors, having that conversation, that discussion, and then having the team meeting to address the situation and letting everyone get their feelings out and not trying to hide behind things. So.
Yeah, and I would just kind of back Cornell and to say, I think everybody, as I've talked to older men, younger men, I think we're all in a position where we can all be educated and all learn how to better handle the situation. I think that's like everybody. I think everybody's on the same playing field. Like this is new territory for some people, and it's just like we're all trying to figure out, hey, what's the best way to go about it? I think the best thing he's done is like consult the seniors our staff. And as far as we're trying to come together as a team and be unified. We don't want to let anything divide us. And that's kind of the message for our community is like, this could be a moment to divide more people. We want to unify. I feel like Coach Sweeney's tried to do that really well with our players, our staff, and ultimately just anybody as he's empowered us through Paul Journey and through other things for us to even have this event, have this thing on Saturday. Like that was him empowering us for years, like giving us his players a voice and more of a voice so we can use it to make some change.
Yeah,
I would. Oh, my bad.
Good, Mike.
I would just say I completely agree. With both of them. Coach Sweeney has been an awesome dude ever since I met him. And just one thing for me personally, it's good to know that he is trying to understand certain things that are different from me and him. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, like I said, they hit it all on the head. But just knowing that he wants to understand, he identifies there needs to be change. And now he's like, how do we do the change? That's what speaks to me because a lot of people can hear stuff, but to go do it, is actually helping.
I would say just basically Mike kind of said what I was thinking too, but he really is, he's shown an effort to learn. And I think similar to my situation, like I've had a lot to learn and it's been cool to learn from all these guys in here, but also the whole team. We had our meeting a few days ago and I learned a lot from them too. And I think with Coach Sweeney, it's for people that don't know him, to the public eye, it's easy to judge some things that he does, but I think the biggest testament to who he is the people that are around him every day, his family, all of his teams that he's ever had, and just I think the glowing views of what we have on him and the person he is, and he's proven that every day that we've been around him that he's genuine and we trust him, and he's been behind us this whole time. And I think sometimes from the outside looking in, it's a little easier to judge some of the things he does because you don't really have that relationship with him. But we fully support him and he fully supports us. So
we'll go next to Eric Boynton of the Greenville News. Eric, when you're ready, go ahead.
Yeah, appreciate you guys doing this today and really admire what you four are doing here. This is for Trevor. Trevor, you came out fairly quickly on social media and addressed this current situation when it really began to gain some steam. Could you address a little bit how important you feel it is, not only as a quarterback with a big national platform, how important you felt it is not only in that regard to address this, really get behind this and publicly lend your support, but also as a white student athlete to go ahead and really get out there and show your support for this current movement?
I think just realizing, my part in all this, which is it's made it easier with guys like Darian, Mike, and Cornell helping me too. But I think just realizing like I do have a part to play, and that even though these issues don't directly affect me, it does affect me because this affects the world I'm living in. I want my kids to one day live in a world where everyone is equal and they can have best friends that are black, white, whatever color. And so that's been kind of my thoughts on it. And then also, I think just like you said, the platform I have, it's important for us to stand up for something. It's easy to stay quiet because, some people don't want to make people mad, but my thoughts on it are like, those aren't the kind of fans, followers, whatever you want if it makes them mad when you stand up for equality. So that's been my thoughts on it.
We'll go next to Will Vandervort of the Clemson Insider. Will, when you're ready, go ahead.
Yeah, this is from Mike. Mike, you mentioned earlier about the conversations that you had with some of your friends and different white people that you've talked to through it all. How do you think those conversations have gone? Do you think they have a better understanding of the struggles you guys have to go through on an everyday basis?
Yes, 100%. My main thing with my conversations is, to let people know that, although, we see most of these things on TV, it could be very real to us, and like I've had situations happen in my family, I have to tell them about personally my feels, about my fears, my struggles. And I feel like a lot of times it's just not really addressed, with people you're close with. You might, like you say, you see it on social media and it's wrong, but it'll hit you different, if your best friend has been going through something, it just never been brought up. And so I mean, the conversations they've been hard at times, but I feel like hard conversations is how you make change. You know, you got to bring attention to some things that just need to, even if you don't want to talk about them.
We'll take it next to Larry Williams of Tiger Illustrated. Larry, when you're ready, go ahead.
Guys, thank y'all for doing this. It seems like, by all accounts, your coaches and fellow teammates have been enlightened by some of your testimony and are thinking of things in a different way by some of the, I guess, powerful stories. What's the most powerful and revealing, I guess, thing you've heard from Coach Sweeney during all these discussions and meetings and such?
Just probably just I mean, I think he's understanding that, because I mean, he did, like, Coach Sweeney's like come from a hard background, and he came from legit nothing to become who he is. But at the same time, it's like being Black is something that's like, it's not really circumstantial. It's just like, you're just given this, you didn't get to choose it per se. And I feel like for him, just to acknowledge the fact that even though you could people can come from a hard place, if you're Black, it's still harder to get to where you want to go. I think that's something he's realized through just having conversations. I feel like he's known that, but even still, just seeing, like, even in 2020, that's still a thing, it's still a reality. And so just hearing, like, I mean, not to put it in any guy, but it's like we've shedded tears as a team. We've had funny moments, funny laughs, but I feel like all in all, it's just been for him just to say he understands us and he supports that Black lives do matter, and just for him to rally behind us as he sees the leaders of his team that he's raised up go out into the world and try to make some change. So I would just say that's probably been, because everybody has stories, everybody has experiences, but I feel like it's just the support. That's one thing he's verbally told us over and over again, like, hey, man, you guys, I love you guys, support you guys, I see you guys, I understand, and I want to do whatever I can as far as educate myself, or even whatever I can do, resources to, because I don't know if you know this, but we don't really have that much money, but we're getting to put up a pretty good event this weekend. So just the university, everybody has supported us, and I think just the support. Anybody else can chime in and we can move on.
All right, we'll go next to Adam Benson, I believe, the Charleston Post and Courier. Adam, when you're ready, go ahead.
Hey, guys, I really appreciate you doing this. Just wanted to ask you what you thought about the comments that DeAndre Hopkins made on social media about why he doesn't say Clemson when he's introduced during games. And also, you probably are aware that there's a state representative here in Columbia that wants to see the Benjamin Tillman statue come down on the State House grounds. Wanted to have just wanted to see what you guys thought about both of those things in any order. Thanks again.
I'm not up to date on what Nuke or D-Hop said about not mentioning Clemson, honestly. Could you kind of put that in perspective? I don't know what he said.
Oh yeah, he said on Twitter, I think it was yesterday, that he wants to see all references to John C. Calhoun removed from campus, and that's why he has trouble sort of saying Clemson when he's introduced before games, just because of his feelings about the John Calhoun's past, how it relates to Clemson's history.
Gotcha.
All right, I'll start off, and y'all boys support me. I would say also one thing he did tweet was just about how much Coach Sweeney and the university, well, just mainly the program, has supported him as a man, has come from Clemson and become who he is. And it's been cool to see him come back. He came back for the Coach Sweeney's reunion a couple weeks ago, or whenever before Corona took over the world. And I think he represents a lot of people that just want to see Black people be a forethought, not an afterthought. And I think our university is trying to do that as much as possible in the days to come to see us be on the forefront, hey, how does this affect our Black students, Black players, which I think our president, even Coach Sweeney and our AD have done from an athletic standpoint, also university standpoint, just trying to move that ball forward. I feel like he's just trying to play his part. Like Trevor said, he has a huge platform. He's one of the best receivers, not the best receiver in the league. And he just wants to see his university be the standard of what it looks like to support Black people and Black players. I think that's what he was trying to get across. And I think he is more than ever before in his NFL career been way more supportive of Clemson as he's seen the change we're trying to make recently.
Yeah, and I would just piggyback off Wrench. He's not trying to say that he's trying to, change history or whatever. He's just basically, I felt like he was saying that being a Black student at Clemson University and having Clemson University still have a statue up or a college named after him, a honors college named after him, is really not promoting change. And he wants to have that change promoted. And by doing that, I feel like you need to remove his name off of it. But he has his own opinions and he has his own feelings. But that's how I took it.
Yeah, and I would just say and being in conversations with people at our university, I know that's like on a priority, and it goes beyond what people think. It's not just easy as saying like, hey, the president or somebody should just remove it. It's a lot of things that go into it. But I know as we've been in conversations with all the people at university, even planning this event and planning change for it, we've known like that's a thing that's on the priority list of fighting for stuff like that. I think we are seeing like it's doable, and so hopefully in the days to come, we'll see more stuff like that happen.
All right, we will go next to Brad Senkiw of both WCCP and Clemson SI. Brad, when you're ready, go ahead.
Hey guys, just big thanks to all four of you for doing this. We really, really appreciate it. For Cornell and for Darian and for Mike, to see like Trevor and some of your other white teammates come out and support you, like how important is that? Like, we've seen so much of that, and I just want to know from your guys' standpoint, how that's affected you and what it means to be backed by Trevor and some of your other white teammates through this.
Personally, I mean, it means the world to me, and literally the world. Like, I feel like my whole life, the things that's been happening is just like kind of just been a thing that's been happening with Black people, and it didn't really reach outside of that. But to see my teammates, reach out, to have my coaches reach out, I've had some real heart-to-heart conversations with my coaches, and to see them really care for me, man, that just shows me like it's got to change, because it's never been like this in my whole life. It's never been like this in my parents' life, speaking with them about this. And, I appreciate my guys, and I appreciate, even the whole community, people reaching out to me on Twitter and stuff. That fills my heart. And, I'm so appreciative of everybody caring. It shows me that, we're more than just football players.
Yeah, it was big for me, seeing them wanting to be educated and wanting to understand, my pain and my other teammates' pain, and having them use their platform and speak out. It was really big. It showed that, it's more than football. It's more than just a sport to them, and they really care about me and how my life is affected by all of this. So having them speak up and reach out. I know Hemp Green, a wide receiver here, he texted me immediately and he sent me a thoughtful message, and it meant a lot. So it really meant a lot to me.
And I would just second everything they said. I think talking to my grandparents and my parents, there is a difference right now, and just like the world, I think people are seeing it, and it obviously has been a black and white thing. That's how the nation was founded, but it really has become the humanity versus inequality thing. I think you're seeing a lot of people come together, mixed white, Black, everything in between, to fight for the rights of Black people in America. I think it's been awesome to see people out in the public eye, like people that I don't know that I just follow, like public people that are white people that have like supported the cause. But also, man, it's been dear to my heart to see, like you said, my brothers that are close to me, I see every day. We spend more time with them than anybody else, support me, and know like that I think everybody is more so than just listening. I think that's a bit, even before, a lot of people didn't even listen or believe the stories, but I feel like they're now listening, but more so they're believing. And even in doing that, I feel like it's allowing them to show compassion in their heart, because it's like, man, it's true, it's real. And I think we're all trying to see what roles do we play. Like Trevor said, like everybody has a role in this thing to move the ball forward and help with all of us, especially, which is right now, help Black Lives Matter more in America.
We'll turn it next